Muy buenas gente, bienvenidos de nuevo al canal, soy pachi66 y estamos en un nuevo vídeo, en una nueva reacción. Vamos aquí a reaccionar a un vídeo que me habéis pedido bastante. Bueno, ¿a quién cojones quiero engañar? No me lo pidió nadie. Pero bueno, vamos a reaccionar aquí a un vídeo que me encontré por internet de la comunidad inglesa. Es de un canal que creo que hace resúmenes de juegos y tal, con un toque de humor. Así que bueno, vamos a echarle un vistacito y a ver qué nos parece. Si eres nuevo en el canal, es la primera vez que me ves o ya me has visto varias veces, pero no te salió de los cojones suscribirte, de verdad, no es una petición, no es una orden tampoco, es un consejo. Porque gente, si os suscribís, os van los 2000 os van los 2000 de IQ directamente a vosotros gratis, sin intermediarios, incluso internacionalmente. Así que no desaprovechéis esta oportunidad. Así que bueno gente, lo dicho, vamos a reaccionar a este vídeo que parece que tiene muy buena pinta. Y nada, venga, vamos para allá. Bueno, obviamente vais a tener su canal en la descripción y el enlace al vídeo original en la descripción. Si no sería un poco cara dura por mi parte. Venga gente, vamos para allá. Y bueno, a ver, está en inglés, sí, pero el traductor de YouTube es increíble, así que lo vamos a ir leyendo todos. Y bueno, los que entendáis inglés, pues perfecto, yo entiendo más o menos, así que voy a ir leyendo mejor. Y bueno, venga, es un resumen de Pokémon Leyendas Arceus. A ver qué nos cuenta este buen hombre.
The region of Sinnoh used to be called Hisui thousands of years ago. Pokeballs were just invented and
y aparte está animado y todo por él, o sea, es una barbaridad,
So Pokemon would kinda wreck people. In comes the Galaxy Survey Corps. They recruit non-suspecting 15-year-olds, give them a fresh new outfit, and send them out into the wilderness to research and capture Pokemon, in the hopes of completing the first ever Pokedex, an encyclopedia of all of these scary and horrifying creatures. The Survey Corps are based in Jubilife City and are under the watch of their mustache commander Komado. Outside the village, there's the Diamond and the Pearl clans, who have an ongoing dispute over which
¿Vosotros de quién sois, gente? Yo soy, de verdad, clan Diamante, pero porque me gusta más Dialga que Palkia. Pero vosotros de quién sois. Yo, de verdad, el clan Perla me da un poquito de asco, también os lo tengo que decir.
Pokemon they think is God. The Diamond clan thinks it's Dialga, and the Pearl clan, well, you know, Palkia. We all know it's Arceus, but they didn't have Bulbapedia back then.
No tenían
the
Bulbapedia.
God known as Almighty Sinnoh was said to have blessed 10 Pokemon with his powers and gave them one of its Arceus plates to hold in their mouths, I guess.
Les había dado una de sus placas para sostener en las bocas. Supongo, claro, ¿dónde guardaban las putas placas?
Pokemon's descendants are guarded by wardens from the Diamond and the Pearl clans. Well, one day a rift appeared in the sky and started zapping Pokemon with evil lightning, making them larger and angrier. So to help remedy the issue, Arceus sent a child from the future back into the past, with only their smartphone, with their only mission being to collect all Pokemon. Thankfully, Arceus only met the ones living in Hisui, or else this would be a much longer game. The protagonist then gets found by Professor Laventon, and after catching 3 level 5 Pokemon, Professor L is like, that's it, you're the one, you're our savior.
Es verdad, vas, o sea, llegas del futuro a una playa, te encuentras con el profesor, atrapas 3 Pokémon a nivel 5, o sea, bueno, súper fácil a los iniciales, te dice, no, eres el elegido para ayudarnos a reconstruir esta región, para salvarnos del mal. Bueno, espectacular, la
You're
verdad.
taken to see Captain Silene, but she's like, no, they must prove themselves with a real challenge. Go capture a Bidoof, a Starly, and if you're still alive by then, a Shinx. So you get out into the wilderness with your Survey Corps friend, and they're like, okay, just throw the ball at the Pokemon. Ignore the fact that the entire world has just opened up to you to explore, and they're gone. 5 hours later, after you collected 50 Pokemon, you return to Silene and officially join the Corps. Your friend is like, hey, by the way, can you come with me to meet Warden Mai? But while leaving the village, you're stopped by a merchant named Volo, who's just your everyday dude searching the world for the plates of God. You meet with Mai, and she brings you to see a true alpha Pokemon that you probably defeat with 1 hit. And this impresses the noble Stantler so much that it gives you its plate and agrees to become your loyal steed that you can summon at any time by playing a
tiene la placa en la boca,
little ditty on your flute. I then proceeded to ride off the nearby cliff, thinking I was invincible, and quickly learned that you do, in fact, still take fall damage. You return to Komado, and the leaders of the Diamond and Pearl clan are here, and Adaman is like, we need to take care of a rampaging Cleaver, and Irida is like, no, that's a Pearl clan noble Pokemon, you guys can't interfere. But also, we're not gonna stop it because it's like one of our lords, and that's sacrilegious. Kamado's like, well, whatever, we'll just send the new recruit to fix this. So you make a ball using all of Cleaver's favorite snacks and throw them at him until he finally calms down. Returning to Jubilife, you find that Arizu from the Diamond Clan is complaining that an Ursaluna is in a frenzy at the Mirelands. Kamado is like, oh hey, it's my newest recruits, how convenient of you to show up. Well, I guess you can handle this one as well. You find Ursaluna's warden, and she's like, no, I don't need any help. I'll fight the bear all by myself. And Volo is like, oh, she's just cranky because 1/5 of her stone slab got stolen by bandits. Just like the middle portion, not the entire thing. Well, you track down the bandits and get back the stone slab, and Kalaba is like, you did this for me? Let me put it back together. It reads...
Está muy bien hecho, muy bien doblado, es una barbaridad, o sea, la animación es increíble, gente.
Friendship is good. I finally understand what it means after 99 long years. All right, let's get on with this. I need to get back to catching Pokemon. So she takes you to see Ursaluna, and you beat it up only to discover that it wasn't actually frenzied. It was just poisoned by Arizu's totem Pokemon after it tried to give it a sniff. Kalaba's like, it was that scamp Arizu. She poisoned Ursaluna. I knew it. The Diamond Clan is conspiring to kill us all. So you use Ursaluna's schnoz to track down Arizu, only to find her laid out in the dirt after collecting Lilligant's favorite snacks. Kalaba is like, maybe I misjudged you. You were just trying to help fix everything. And Arizu is like, no, it was my fault for not taking care of Lilligant. And Adaman is like, hey, I'm also here. So you throw things at Lilligant and it gets uneviled, end of story. Adaman is like, well, Arizu, maybe you should put in more training so you can take better care of Lilligant. And Arizu's like, heh, yeah. Then she moves to the Jubilife village and becomes a barber and sells haircuts for 500 Poké-dollars. You visit Kamado and he's like, I'm sending you on another mission, this time to the coastland. Don't worry, there's no frenzied noble Pokemon there. Thankfully, it died. But people are seeing its ghost, so I want you to, you know, do your thing. At Cobalt Coastland, Irida is like, hey, watch me play the flute. This is gonna look super sick in the trailers. Anyways, there's 2 wardens here and 0 Lord Pokemon, so we're trying to raise up one of the old one's children to take over. Volo is also here and is like,
sí, este siempre aparece el cabrón, ya sabéis quién es al final.
It's not like I'm following you or anything.
No te estaba siguiendo ni
wow,
nada.
You have 4 plates already. This reminds me of the legendary hero who fought alongside the 10 noble Pokemon long ago. A story that will be explained in The Legend of Pokémon Legends Arceus.
O sea, le va a perseguir siempre al Pokémon Leyendas Arceus ser la copia de Breath of the Wild, tío. Le va a perseguir toda la vida.
You meet the warden Paulina, and she's like, so you want to get across the ocean? Well, first, would you like to hear about my relationship problems? Well, you see, me and my boyfriend are from different clans, and we both... Then suddenly Team Rocket appears, and they nab the Growlithe and disappear to the other island. So Warden Iskan teaches you the tune for Basculin, which is conveniently the same tune that you use to call every other Pokemon, and you ride...
Digo yo, tío, te enseñan melodías para las distintas monturas y son siempre las mismas, o sea, siempre la misma melodía de biribiri, o sea...
Right over to the other island and challenge the bandits to a Pokemon battle. You beat them, but they're like, too bad, we have 50 max revives.
Tenemos 50 pociones máximo, o sea, revivir máximo.
Battle. Then suddenly the other Growlithe arrives and evolves into the new Lord Pokemon to save its brother. Paulina is like, the cowardly Growlithe has finally found its courage. And Iskan is like, I can learn a thing or two from him. And the late Arcanine is like, you've done it, son. You've become a Pokemon legend. And Irida is like, I'm also here. But then he gets struck by lightning and you have to throw more sacks at him.
A mí este combate, la verdad, fue de los que más me costó, diría yo, porque cuando se va cerrando como el terreno y te quedas rodeado de fuego y tal, bueno, a ver, no es difícil, no es Dark Souls, no es el del Ring, pero bueno, a ver, es complicado, para ser Pokémon.
You go back to Jubilife
ese combate a mí me
and
pareció
Adaman
complicado.
Is like, we need help quelling another frenzied noble. But Warden Melly shows up and is like, not my darling Electrode, not my sweet spherical friend. And Kamado is like, how does everyone keep getting into my office? So you head outside where Ingo from Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2 is here, I guess. And Irida is like, Ingo here has amnesia, but he's got a natural ability to tame wild Pokemon and became one of our wardens. He can help you gain the Sneasler's trust so you can climb your way up to the Electrode. So you tame the Sneasler and climb up to the mountaintop where Melly is like, hey, I know you want to throw snacks at my Electrode, but that's too bad because I have no idea what food dude Electrode even likes. And Adamant is like, Melly, stop making this game longer than it needs to be. Here, I brought Electrode's favorite brand of salt. Let's get this show on the road. You tame the Electrode, and afterwards, Ingo is like, I've remembered.
O sea, pero no, siempre que ibas a pelear contra los Pokémon Alpha, estos malos, no es que siempre le tirabas las mismas bolas de barro. Yo creo que sí, ¿no? O sea, no recuerdo exactamente las recetas de todos los Pokémon, pero yo creo que eran siempre las mismas, ¿no? Las bolas de barro.
During the 10 minutes I've been off screen, I lived in a world where Pokemon and people worked in harmony and fought extremist groups together. And Adamant is like, maybe this is all just a test from God to get us to work together
Los
with
10
Pokemon.
segundos que estuve
And
fuera
Melly
y
is like,
recuerda todo.
don't care, wasn't listening. Everyone rendezvous at Kamado's private office space, and Adamant is like, welp, one last noble to tame. And Kamado's like, yes, I'm sure once we take care of this last noble, the space rift will disappear and everything will be back to normal. And by we take care of, I of course mean you take care of. Now off to the Alabaster Icelands. On the way out, your friend stops you and is like, hey, I'm starting to feel like I'm being ridden out of the story, so I've been training up my Pokemon to challenge you to a battle. Now come fight me and my level 46 Staravia. I can't tell if this is better or worse than Barry's level 32 Starly. You arrive at the Icelands and Adamant is like, hey, aren't you cold in those shorts? And Irida is like, no, actually it's too hot here. Do you like this thing I do with my hand? It's my favorite animation to use. You then meet Avalug's warden, and he explains that Avalug's favorite snack is ice. But not your everyday, everywhere ice. I'm talking the ice that can only be found atop this giant, unreachable pillar. Braviary's warden shows up, and Irida is like, hey, let us use your bird so we can get up there. But she flees off to the Snow Point Temple. You follow her to the top, and Sabby is like, okay, I'll let you use my Braviary, but be careful, flying isn't as easy as it looks. And I'm like, okay, small child, I know what I'm doing. Watch this! And then I fall 1,000 feet to my death because I, in fact, did not know what I was doing. Well, you get the ice and you throw it at the big old Avalug, taming the final Lord
Este fue
Pokemon.
muy fácil para mí,
Then
el
you
Avalug,
return to Jubilife, and Professor L is like, you finally tamed all the frenzied lords. Now that rift in the sky will finally disappear. And your friend is like, yeah, but wouldn't that mean that they're now stuck in our era forever? Yeah, but then suddenly the whole sky turns into an Earthbound battle background, and Kamado's like, you see this? This is all your fault. Everything bad started happening as soon as you came out of that rift in the sky. You're banished from Jubilife. Meanwhile, Ingo, who also came out of the same rift, is like, outside the village, Volo is like, how about you stay with me in a remote cabin in the woods with my ambiguously related friend? Out in the woods, this mysterious woman tells you to visit the 3 lake spirits and use their power to create the red chain, which can be used to mend the world back together. So you gain the blessings of the 3 lake spirits and they help you create the red chain, but Kamado is already on his way up Mount Cornet to give whatever's on the other side of that rift a butt kicking. So you reach the top of Mount Cornet and are like, Samurai Grandpa, I will handle this. Then a legendary Pokemon emerges from the rift and you unleash the red chain only for it to immediately
Solo para que se rompa inmediatamente.
So you catch it instead. But then another Pokemon comes out of the rift and you run away. Professor is like, let me see one of those plates, my boy. Yes, we must find an ore that has the same properties as this plate to create the ultimate Pokeball, because Ultra Balls definitely didn't work on the last one. So you call a little cowboy man who leads you to the origin ore, but then the bandits show up and are like, we're going to sell the ore and make money. Hello, have you looked outside? The world is literally ending. Well, you make the origin ball and get to the top of Mount Coronet, but the legendary Pokemon transforms into like a horse,
Como un caballo, supongo.
Well, whatever. You throw a Pokeball at it and everything gets fixed. Adamant is like, well, I guess we were both right. Dialga and Palkia both exist. Or maybe we were both wrong because neither of them are actually God. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is we should start getting along. And Kamado's like, this calls for a party. Insert party.png. And Arceus is like, hey, did you catch those Pokemon yet? You return to the...
Fijaros que tenía arriba como el rollo de que no puedes hacer captura, ¿no? Como si esto fuera una cinemática increíble.
PNG. And Arceus is like, hey, did you catch those Pokemon yet? You return to the cabin in the woods, and Volo is like, hey, now that you've got some free time, how about you collect all those Arceus plates? You could probably find them being held by the legendary Pokemon of Hisui. And Kojita is like, yes, and I happen to know the location of all of them. Also, did I mention I'm like 5,000 years old? So you capture every single Pokemon, collect all of the Arceus plates, and 40 hours of gameplay later, return to the peak of Mount Coronet.
Ya te digo, eso se hizo largo también,
finally, you've captured all of the Pokemon except for one, Giratina, because he's with me. And he takes off his clothes and reveals his cute little Arceus cosplay. Well, it turns out that Volo used Giratina to open up the rift, which caused Dialga and Palkia to get mad, and evil lightning to pour from the sky. His plan being to cause so much chaos that Arceus would descend from the heavens, giving Volo the opportunity to capture it and use it to create a new universe. All because of his super tragic and super vague backstory. So you have an intense battle with Volo that comes down to the very last Pokemon and you...
A mí esta batalla, todo el mundo dice que es de las más difíciles de Pokémon, pero a mí no me pareció tan difícil, la verdad. O sea, fue una batalla sin más. Lo que pasa que tiene como muchos Pokémon, ¿no? Porque acabas el combate y después te viene Giratina forma origen. Pero no sé, a mí no me pareció tan sumamente complicada con una estrategia súper loca. Me pareció un combate sin más. No sé, yo me lo pasé creo que a la segunda. Una vez llevé después a Togekiss bien leveleado, me lo pasé bastante bien, la verdad.
Win. And he hands over the last plates, meaning that you finally completed all of the arbitrary tasks needed to meet God. And suddenly a stairway to heaven appears. At the top, Arceus is like, thank you for taking care of Volo and saving the world.
O sea, está bastante bien el combate contra
Arceus. Back to your era, but that would mean that the game would be over. And I bet you want to do some shiny hunting after this. So I'm sure your friends and family won't mind if you know, stick around for another couple years.
Tiene que haber DLC.
And I mean, there has to be DLC, right?
Gente, pues hasta aquí el vídeo. O sea, suscribiros al canal de este chico porque la verdad que tiene vídeos muy currados y está muy guapo, O sea, me encantó el vídeo, Os digo que acabo de reaccionar por primera vez. Sabía que era más o menos así de este estilo, ¿no? Con toques de humor. Está muy bien animado, los dibujos están súper bien hechos. O sea, me acaba de flipar muchísimo. Así que bueno, gente, si os gustaría que trajeran más reacciones a este tipo de vídeos al canal, dejadme en los comentarios, dejadme un pedazo de like y suscribiros si todavía no lo estáis. Así que chicos, como siempre, nos vemos en el siguiente. Chao, chao.